Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and an author, the host of this show, Take Your Life Back Today show. I want to give you some tips on how to stay sober. If you have stopped drinking or quit addictive behavior and you are serious about staying sober, you will want to do everything possible to avoid having a relapse. It may seem to you that a relapse is the last thing that you would do, but the truth of the matter is it's very common for people in new recovery to have relapses. It is estimated that 90% of those who find long-term sobriety had at least one relapse along the way. Some had many before they found lasting recovery, like I did. Your intentions may be very good, but it takes more than willpower to avoid having an addiction relapse. A relapse can sneak up on you, usually because you don't recognize the warning signs of an impending relapse. A relapse begins long before you actually pick up a drink or revert to any drugs. It stands to reason that if you quit your drug of choice but continue with your same routine, hanging around the same people and places, and not making any changes in your circumstances, that it will be much easier for you to slip back into your old behaviors and your habits. The following are things that you can change in your life that scientific research shows that can help you develop a healthy lifestyle and help you stay sober. Number one on my list, my friends, is make some changes. You have to make changes. If you're trying to stay clean for the long haul, it's important that you get away from your old routines, habits, and hangouts. Sometimes it is very helpful for people in new recovery just to make changes. It really doesn't matter what changes, just as long as they're different than the old routine. In order to develop a drug-free lifestyle, some of the immediate changes you will need to make will be obvious, like not hanging around with the people that you used to hang around with that were doing drugs and alcohol, or obtain drugs from other people and you were able to get it from them. You can't hang around your old drinking buddies and expect to remain sober for a very long time. Many trying to stay clean find it to their advantage to make new friends who are also sober. If you find it difficult to make new friends, try joining a support group and taking part of a whole new fellowship. Spending more time with family and friends and planning activities for the entire family can also help you develop a more healthy lifestyle and avoid those situations in which you would normally do the most drinking. Develop a structured schedule is really important. The expert, they say having a disorganized lifestyle can also hinder you in your recovery. It's important to develop a structured daily and weekly schedule and stick to it. That structured schedule will help you achieve other goals in your life. And it's important to develop a long-term goals for a steady lifestyle anyway. Staying sober is a high priority for sure, but developing and pursuing other goals, like going back to school or changing careers, can help you maintain this sobriety. Make healthy relationships. What does that mean? Make healthy relationships. Well, folks, like many alcoholics and addicts, you may have gotten to a point that the closest relationship that you had was with your drug of your choice or your alcohol of your choice. It could be that the only friends you had left were the people you bought your drugs from and your alcohol from. Now, let's think about this. Now that you're sober, you may have discovered that your past relationships were not only unhealthy, but downright toxic. But it's not just your drinking buddies and drug dealers who can get you into trouble. Sometimes those who are closest to you can contribute to your relapse. They enable you. You may have developed a codependent relationship with a caregiver with whom you are overly dependent. You may also have family members, friends, or even employers who have been enabling you with even knowing. Research shows that if you maintain these types of relationships, your chances of relapsing are greater. To avoid relapse and remain sober, it's important to develop a more healthy relationship and make new friends. Number 3 on my list is get physically active. Physically active is if you drink excessively and you are addicted to drugs for any significant length of time, there is a good chance your health was affected. Chances are that you're not in the best physical shape. Exercise and recreational activities can reduce stress, which can be a major trigger for a relapse. Exercise can also reduce boredom, another relapse trigger. Mainly becoming physically active can restore a sense of balance in your life and therefore benefit you emotionally. The main benefit to better nutrition and increased exercise is that it will improve your overall health, help you feel better in general, and reduce any post-acute withdrawal symptoms that you may experience in your life. Number 4, folks, get a job, make some money, pay those bills. Get a job. Recovering alcoholics and addicts frequently have problems meeting work-related responsibilities, maintaining employment, and managing money. If you were active in your addiction for a period of time, chances are you have developed financial issues. Make no mistake about it. Financial problems, finding and keeping employment are some of the major triggers for a relapse, so it is quite normal. It's important that you take the steps to necessarily to get your finances in order. Returning to work itself can be stressful and therefore a relapse trigger in itself. It's important as you return to the workplace, or workforce I should say, that you use all support you can find to help you maintain your goal and stay clean. Chances are you're not going to get out of financial trouble overnight. Take it one step at a time, baby. Steps, if necessary, are important, but small ones. But do whatever you can to improve your financial situation. Learn how to create a budget and find out how you can repair your credit. It may take some time, but you can do it because I have faith in you. Because we all need to also get a healthy mind. Learn the best ways to manage stress and negativity in your life. One way is to be around positive people. Stay cool and stay calm. Cool and calm. Those are big words, but it's no secret that many alcoholics and addicts have trouble dealing with anger. Anger is a normal and natural emotion, but with many substances and many substance abuse problems have difficulty in managing and expressing anger appropriately. Folks, if you want to stay sober, however, it's crucial that you learn how to manage your anger. Manage it. There is no doubt that anger will come. It's how you feel and how you deal with it on a daily basis to maintain your healthy recovery. For many alcoholics and addicts, it's simply a matter of never learning what is and is not the appropriate way to handle their anger. Learn what you can to deal with your anger in ways that you won't cause you to end up hurting yourself, hurting others, and most importantly, not to cause you to pick up a drink or revert to those drugs again. Control your anger. You need to somehow control it, deal with past mistakes in the best way you can without getting angry. Most people who make their way into recovery have left a lot of pain and suffering in their wake. There are likely many things in their past that causes feelings of shame and of guilt. If you're trying to maintain a sober lifestyle, that shame and that guilt can become toxic and cause you to relapse if you do not deal with it properly, my friends. Shame is described as having negative beliefs about yourself and your self-worth. Guilt is having negative feelings about your past behavior. People in recovery can experience a lot of shame simply for having become addicted in the first place. We all have gone through that for us folks that are commonly related to this situation. But most who find recovery also find they have emotional damage, friends, loved ones that they have harmed, and many regrets about their past decisions. To avoid relapse and stay sober, it's important that you take the necessary steps to clean up the garbage from the past and begin to live life responsibly. Find some balance in your life. And it's out there. One common mistake for those who are new to alcohol and drug recovery is substituting a new addiction of compulsion for their old ones. Naturally, those who become alcoholics and addicts tend to be compulsive in general, but that can be dangerous and lead to relapse. People in new recovery can find themselves approaching their new diet, their exercise program, and even their participation in their mutual support groups with a compulsion. Basically, substituting one addiction for another is what happens there. Although their new activities are healthy, productive, they can be stumbling block in lasting recovery if they rise to the level of transfer of addiction. The secret is to find a healthy balance and to gain control over everything in your life and all of your choices that you make. The key is to learn you have choices, my friends, that you can maintain control over. If any area of your life is out of control, it will help you maintain lasting sobriety to learn these steps. These tips that I just supplied to you are your gateway to healthy recovery. There are those whose best advice in newcomers to recovery for how to stay sober and simply don't drink and go to meetings. If the formula works for you, then by all means do it. But most who want to stay clean find the more tools they have to maintain their sobriety, the better it works, like I do. I look for every avenue to stay sober. Even Alcoholics Anonymous program is based on more than merely going to a meeting. It requires work in the 12-step program and reading the AA literature. My AA literature is called the Bible. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. Folks, be good to yourselves. Be good to others. And a simple smile to a total stranger can change that stranger's life, even your own life. May God bless you. May God bless your America. And remember, God really loves you. If you want to stay sober, go to the big, big book called the Bible and ask God for guidance and direction. May God bless you. Take care. Bye.